So do you have a statement?
Only statement we'd have is that Alex is satisfied to get this behind him. It's a substantial sentence. He understands that. And he looks forward to a hearing on our motion to set aside his murder convictions based on jury tampering. And before you ask me, no judge has been appointed. This is the Supreme Court. We don't know when they'll appoint a judge, and we don't know when the hearing is going to be. So let me save you those questions. Jim?
You know, obviously Alec had a lot to say in court today, and he took full advantage of the opportunity. And so, you know, I don't have anything more to add.
Any questions?
With this sentence alone, do you expect Alec to spend the rest of his life in prison?
No. I mean, with this sentence, he will be eligible to be released and max out at like 75 and a half. He's 55 now, and he gets credit for time served. He's already challenged me to a golf game. I'll be 86, so he'll probably win if I live that long. But no, I tell you, Alec is committed to getting out. One thing that came, you know, I don't want to count our chickens before the eggs hatch, but a lot of the lawyers in there didn't express a lot of confidence that he was going to have to do 2 life sentences without parole. So,
I mean, that was with Jeff going to jail for the wiretapping. Do you think it's going to help with your motion for new trial?
We don't know anything about any of the facts involving that case, so we can't. We're not going to. And it's a pending case. We're not going to comment on that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
With your confidence that he's going to have his murder vacated, who are you investigating or putting
Okay, could you say that again? I didn't catch it all.
No, all I was asking is, have you been having any investigations on, do you think if you're going to be looking to retry these murder convictions, is your team having any investigations about who you would be pointing the finger at as far as a killer?
Yes.
Who are you looking at?
Not going to tell you.
Why not?
Because we're still investigating it. And first of all, we got to get a new trial. I mean, you're going to black cat me here. We need to go ahead and deal with the jury tampering issue, get a new trial, and then that would be a valid question.
What happens now with restitution for the victims' families?
Well, most of these folks have already gotten restitution, either from the law firm or insurance companies.
The prosecutor didn't seem too convinced that Alex was being sincere in his comments. How sincere do you think he was?
I mean, it's the Alec that I've spoken to since September of 2021. He immediately expressed remorse then, and he expressed remorse today.
And you know, we met him when Paul was charged with the boat case, and we both spent a lot of time with him and Maggie and Paul. I mean, that's the Alex before he was ever charged, before he was ever accused. I mean, he's always been, when I say straight up, pretty honest with us about.
But he is clean today, and he's been clean for over 800 days. And believe it or not, it's pretty easy to get drugs in prison, and so he's proud of that accomplishment. And
Mr. Murdaugh said that he was planning to plead guilty from day one, but it took until 2 weeks before we were supposed to have the first trial to actually get the ball rolling.
There's
what happened?
one, blame us, because we've got to investigate, and we have to make motions, we have to go through this process. 2, he as he said, he didn't get a real plea offer till, what, 3 weeks ago?
yeah, I mean, early November.
You know, you plead guilty, you get life without parole. That was the offer. And then when we finally got ready to try this case, the Attorney General's office became more reasonable, and we went back and forth and ended up at 27 years.
The state seems to think that he's not going to be able to get out of prison with this sentence, and you don't seem to agree.
Well, this sentence, 85% of 27 years, y'all can do the math. I mean, that...
He'd be 75, 76 years old.
Yeah, so
I'm going to be 75 next month.
we're not sure he's going to make it, but, you know, he
I
might.
don't feel like I'm going to die.
So, Anyway.
You guys said you guys were going back and forth with the negotiated session. What were you guys asking for as an appropriate?
We're not going to. Those are negotiations. We're not going to get into that. But something less than 27, and they were asking for something more than 27. Anything else? What?
One of the lawyers of victims in the case mentioned that he believes there's still some of the $8 million that was stolen, that it wasn't all used on drugs. What do you say to that? Do you have any doubt in your mind that all of that money is gone?
I believe in Santa Claus. I mean, there's no money there. He wouldn't be borrowing money from his law partners, from his brother, from everybody. And, if there's money there for him, I mean, that's...
The whole pattern of his borrowing and spending would indicate he was spending the money on something, we believe drugs. And if you look at the checks just written to Eddie Smith and other people we know he bought drugs from, it's almost $5 million of money that was written either drug dealer or written to drug dealers. And and the rest was spent on paying back loan. I mean, look, if you go through it, there's no extra money there. Anything else?
Thank you.
Have a great day.